Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Heart to Heart podcast, your friend who's here to sit down and talk about all the matters of the heart with you. Have you ever felt this way? It's a Friday night, and it seems like everyone is out having a good time, but you're sitting alone in your room. The silence feels louder than the music you have playing. Or maybe you're scrolling through your social media feed, seeing photos of your friends with their partners or on family trips, and suddenly that hollow feeling floods your heart, a feeling we call loneliness. There's nothing wrong with being lonely. In fact, it's a very universal feeling that everyone experiences at some point. But what's more dangerous than loneliness itself is when we allow that feeling to take control of our decisions, so much so that it might lead us to the wrong place, a place that isn't meant for us, a place that ends up hurting us even more. So today, I want to talk about this very topic. Don't let loneliness lead you to the wrong place. We're going to understand this feeling on a deeper level, look at the warning signs that tell us we're heading down the wrong path because of it, and most importantly, we'll explore how to transform loneliness into the power of self-love. Are you ready? Then let's start our heart-to-heart. First of all, let's get to know loneliness a little more intimately, shall we? Many people might think that lonely is the same as being alone, but they are actually two very different things. Being alone, or solitude, is often a choice. It's when we decide to spend quiet time with ourselves, to recharge our batteries, which can be a very positive and healthy thing. But loneliness is a feeling of emptiness, of isolation, and of being disconnected from others, no matter how many people are physically around you. Have you ever been to a party with 100 people, but felt like you were the only person in the world? That, right there, is true loneliness. So, why do we feel lonely? Psychologists suggest that loneliness is like an alarm signal from our body, similar to hunger or thirst. Hunger tells us our body needs food. Loneliness tells us our mind craves social connection. It's a natural mechanism for humans, as we are social creatures. So the very first thing I want us all to understand is that feeling lonely is not a weakness. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and it certainly doesn't mean you're not worthy of love. It's simply a signal your heart is sending you, saying, hey, I need connection. But here's where the problem arises. When that alarm bell is ringing, our heart is in a very fragile and vulnerable state. We start looking for anyone, absolutely anyone, who can silence that feeling as quickly as possible. It's like a starving person who will grab and eat the first thing they find, without checking if it's nutritious food or poison. Loneliness can distort our perception. It can make a tiny bit of attention from someone feel like grand, epic love. It makes us accept terms and conditions we should never agree to, simply because we think, well, it's better than having no one. And this is the starting point of the journey to the wrong place. Therefore, accepting and understanding, okay, I'm feeling lonely right now, is the most crucial first step. Acceptance isn't surrender. It's pausing to find your balance before you accidentally run to grab the hand of the first person who reaches out without even looking to see which direction they're going to pull you in. Now that we know how loneliness works on our minds, let's look at some clearer warning signs. How can you tell when loneliness is having too much influence over your relationship decisions? Let's go through a checklist together and see if any of these behaviors feel familiar. Sign number 1, you overlook obvious red flags. Deep down, you probably know that something isn't right with this person. Maybe they disrespect you, say things that hurt your feelings, or make it clear that you aren't a priority in their life. But you constantly find yourself making excuses for them, like, oh, they're probably just tired. They have their good moments, or if I'm patient, things will get better. These sentences are the little lies we tell ourselves. We do this because the fear of being alone again is louder than our intuition that is screaming warnings at us. Loneliness makes us focus on the tiny bit of attention they offer while ignoring all the other toxic behaviors. Sign number 2, you've lowered your standards drastically. Ask your heart honestly, is the person you're with now anything like the person you once dreamed of? The partner you envisioned for your life, what were they like? What were their values? How did they treat you? If the answer is not at all or completely different, it might be a sign that you're settling for anyone just to have the status of not single. You tolerate disrespect, accept ambiguity, and become the only one putting in the effort, even though you once set your standards so much higher. Loneliness can demolish all our walls and standards just for the temporary comfort of having someone, anyone, by our side. Sign number 3. Your entire happiness depends on this one person. Your whole world revolves around them. You wake up and the first thing you do is check if they've texted you. If they reply slowly, you become anxious and can't focus on anything else. A day they're nice to you is the best day ever, but a day you argue or have a misunderstanding feels like your world is ending. Pinning your entire happiness on one person is incredibly dangerous. It means you can't generate happiness for yourself. You're using them as a tool to cure your loneliness. If that tool is ever taken away, you'll fall back into an emptiness that's even deeper and more painful than before. Sign number 4. You're starting to lose your sense of self. To keep them, you're willing to change everything about yourself. You stop doing hobbies you once loved because they don't approve. You distance yourself from close friends and family because you want to spend all your time with them. You adjust your beliefs and opinions to match theirs, slowly erasing your own identity without even realizing it. A healthy relationship should encourage you to be a better version of yourself, not force you to delete your old self to become someone they find more acceptable. If you look in the mirror and think, "This isn't me anymore," this is the loudest alarm bell of all. It's telling you that you are truly in the wrong place. If you're listening to this and thinking, "This is my story," whether it's one sign, 2 signs, or all of them, please don't panic or blame yourself. As I said, this can happen to anyone. Becoming aware is the best starting point, and what comes next is what we do to pull ourselves back. Once we realize we're lost, the solution isn't to run away frantically, it's to stop and then slowly, intentionally walk back to the right path. In this final part, we'll talk about how to transform the loneliness that once felt like poison into a powerful tool for loving yourself with your whole heart. Step 1. Acknowledge and sit with your loneliness. First things first, stop running. Instead of grabbing your phone to mindlessly scroll or quickly texting someone to numb the feeling, try to just be still. Take a deep breath and tell yourself, "Okay, I'm feeling lonely right now." Acknowledging your feelings is the first step to taking away their power over you. Then ask yourself, what is this loneliness trying to tell me? Maybe it's just telling you that you've neglected to take care of your own heart for far too long. Step 2. Start dating yourself seriously. Remember what you used to love to do before you started craving love from someone else? What were your passions? What were your dreams? Now is the perfect opportunity to return to them. Create your own happiness list. Write down everything you enjoy doing, no matter how small. Maybe it's reading your favorite book in a quiet coffee shop, taking a walk in a park, binge watching a series, or finally joining that dance class you were always too nervous to try. Then, each week, commit to doing at least 1 or 2 of these things for yourself. This is how you practice creating your own happiness without relying on anyone else. Take yourself to new places. Try taking a solo trip, even a short one to a nearby town, or simply visit a new cafe you've never been to. Being with yourself in a new environment can give you a fresh perspective on yourself and the world. Step 3. Revive your other important connections. Romantic love isn't the only form of connection in our lives. We have family and close friends who love us unconditionally. Call your parents just to see how they're doing. Plan a dinner with old friends you haven't seen in a while. Even try making new friends at a class or at work. Fulfilling these other social needs will dramatically reduce that feeling of craving and isolation. Step 4. Re-establish your standards and boundaries. When you start to see your own worth and can be happy on your own, you begin to know what is and isn't acceptable for you in a relationship. It's time to build clear boundaries. Be brave enough to say no to what isn't right for you. Be brave enough to walk away from a relationship that hurts you. And trust that being alone with dignity is infinitely better than being with someone at the cost of losing yourself. Always tell yourself this: I am worthy of a good love, of respect, and of clarity.
Transforming loneliness into power takes time and courage. There will be weekdays when you feel the pull to go back to that familiar wrong place. But I want you to remember that every step you take towards loving yourself is the most worthwhile investment you will ever make. And that brings us to the end of our heart-to-heart chat for today. Don't let loneliness lead you to the wrong place. I want to remind all of you one last time. Loneliness is just a temporary feeling. It passes through to remind us to come back and take care of our own hearts. It is not who you are, and it does not define your worth. Your heart is too precious to be left in a place where it isn't cherished. It's too valuable to accept a half-hearted love just to silence the echoes of loneliness. Being alone with grace and self-love is the strongest foundation you can build, one that will eventually lead you to the right, healthy, and beautiful love that you truly deserve. Believe in your own worth. Embrace your loneliness for a moment. Learn from it. Then transform it into the power you need to create the happiest version of your life on your own terms. If anyone has a similar experience or has their own ways of dealing with loneliness that you'd like to share, please feel free to leave a comment below. Your story could be the source of strength for many others. Finally, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our Heart to Heart podcast so you won't miss the wonderful conversations we have coming up. For today, I hope you have a beautiful day. Take the very best care of your heart. Goodbye for now.